What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
And this is not another damn
podcast.
Presented by
our damn selves.
Episode 266. 66, yeah.
Yes.
4th of July weekend as we record this. Definitely enjoying me some time off right now.
Oh yeah, much needed time off. Much needed.
I did kind of do it. It wasn't really a gig. I did Saturday. I DJ'd backyard barbecue, like a house party. So like it wasn't really a gig. It was more like kicking it, but I did DJ that. So
still just being out. I mean, because we've been under lock and key for 2 years. So yeah, still, yeah, just being around people, period now. Like we starting to move around a little bit better. Starting to outside. We outside. Outside is back open. Outside is back. I like it. Just proceed with caution. And if you do come in contact or if you know you test positive, do what you need to do. Just isolate yourself. Don't be out there like, well, I could be like let's stop doing this because we all just want this to be over at the end of the day. Like all of us are sick of this right now at this point.
It's over as far as I'm concerned. This shit is over.
Because it's still minor restrictions, but for the most part,
we out here.
Things are pretty much open. They also approved the vaccine for kids starting as young as 6 months now. So that happened. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, they try like, hey, we can go out. They try to, get out. They try to get people out. But just proceed with caution in whatever you do. Just proceed with caution and be responsible. If you know that you got something going on, just act responsibly. That's how I'll say it. Act responsibly.
Okay. Let's get into this right here. I know I mentioned I DJ'd a backyard barbecue.
We not new at this.
But guess what I didn't play? R. Kelly's bitch ass
backyard party. Because as you said backyard barbecue, my head started singing the song.
You knew what I was kicking this fucking podcast. Though.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like,
where this goes, like this might take up a lot of. There's a lot to unpack with Robert Sylvester Kelly. 30 years.
Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, better known as R. Kelly.
I feel
the Pied Piper of R&B.
No sympathy whatsoever for that dude. Well deserved.
For the king of R&B, as some people called him. What other names did he have?
The Pied Piper.
I said Pied Piper, yeah.
Hells,
yeah.
Yeah, it's there's a lot. I don't
I think of every nickname that he had. Well, like you said, Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly got 30 years.
Don't feel sorry for him.
Yeesh, 30. Yeah. And my thing that I reiterate that I go
talking about, we gonna get into it. Go ahead, kid.
My thing that I go back to
timeline is still ridiculous, but
my thing that I go back to that I've maintained that I've maintained for a while is I'm like, really, it should not have been a trial because he should just be getting out now for marrying Aaliyah or urinating on the 14-year-old child. He should just be getting out of prison now. Like he should have been locked up. Is my point. So all this stuff.
Aaliyah's got that mind.
All that surviving, none of that should ever happen because he should have been locked up. He should just be getting out now. Like he should have served 25 years already, like that, or 20 years now. Like he should just be coming out right now. Like, okay, I did my time. Now I'm coming out now. That's what it should have been. But for whatever reason, he married a 15-year-old in 1994. Right? Yeah, it was 94 when he married Aaliyah. She was 15. We know it happened. You can look it up. The marriage certificate is still on. You can find it. You can find it. You can go to Cook County.
Allegedly, I put that on there. He thought she had gotten her pregnant, which is why he married her, because a man came forward to testify against his wife.
Wink, wink. Stop winking.
Stop winking.
Over.
Little Simpson joke.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I mean, that's the alleged thing is that he allegedly got her pregnant. That's the rumor out there. But it's like, but that shows what type of character that he was. So instead of me being like, damn, okay, to show proof that I had intercourse with an underage child, Now it's like, I'm going to marry her. So then that way we're married. So
even
guess
if she
what?
was pregnant and they asked like, well, yeah, who's the father? It's like, you can't force her to say that she had sex with R. Kelly.
Exactly. That shows the type of character. That shows his character of what he did. And then the fact that, like, what happened with the 14-year-old child. Like I said, I never saw the tape. I mean, I've heard of it, but
I'll never admit to watching that tape. Yeah.
But for what people have said, like, he urinated.
It's child pornography, but I'll never admit to seeing that video. But
right, he urinated on it.
Allegedly, yeah.
What happened? A 14-year-old child
in the video? Allegedly, yeah. He has intercourse with the girl. Which ends with him urinating in her
on a 14-year-old child. So when people try to justify and be like it's easy to say that, okay, those ladies on Surviving R. Kelly, like they may have been lying, whatever. Like you could, people always try to say someone's lying or whatever, but we have documented proof of Aaliyah and the other child. We have documented proof of that. So even if all those other ladies are lying, which I don't think they are, everybody else on this Survivor, everybody else lied. You have the smoking gun with those two. So how did he evade this all this time? How did he evade prison all this time? My mind is still, I'm still lost at that, but
because his mind was telling him no, but his body was telling him yes.
If your mind is telling you not to do something, that means you shouldn't do it. That means you should walk away. That's what that means. Walk away. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
And I was talking to one of my coworker now, one of my former students. Yeah, he was posting about let's just post it. Let's just do it. He didn't post this, but he posted somebody else's post. So continue, because I gotta get it. I'm gonna share it.
I pull it up. Yeah, but it's just my whole thing that just doesn't sit right is that. And then, okay, I know what I'm saying. And then people try to be like, well, if they want to lock him up, they need to lock the parents up. And it's like, and my thing is, I agree. It was like, it wasn't just R. Kelly by himself. For him to pull this off, he didn't pull this off by himself. We know it was a whole bunch of hands in the pot. We already know that. So
why not arrest the bitch ass handlers like his yes men that tried to get me and shit back in the day because I made an R. Kelly having sex with underage girls joke. Hey, lock them up, them handlers and shit that tried to. So that's
we know what happened.
Why his bitch ass getting muted because his handlers tried to mute me on the radio. Fuck R. Kelly. That's what we gonna call it. Y'all say free R. Kelly. I say fuck R. Kelly.
F R Kelly.
That's what we gonna call this. F R Kelly. Woo! We gonna fucking ruffle some feathers with that title. God damn it! But guess what? That's what I do. I ruffle feathers. Damn it! But here's one that I saw as well too, which I'm gonna let you I'm not gonna even tell you. We're just gonna put it out there and let you give your natural reaction. Did you see this meme? Because if it comes in a meme form, that means it has to be true, right? If it's a meme, it has to be true. Now, give your honest opinion of what you're looking at right now, kid. I'll read it for the people that are listening. Yeah, it says safe to say that Jay-Z and Beyonce should be included in this topic as well. Because R. Kelly was 28 and he fell in love with Aaliyah, and then Jay-Z was 28, fell in love with a 16-year-old Beyonce. Like, yeah, why don't you go after Jay-Z as well too? So I gave my opinion on Facebook, which I'll read. But yeah, I'll let you give your opinion right now. I'll let you give yours.
Y'all saying Jay-Z weren't documented as far as being together until O2 Bonnie and Clyde. That was the first time you actually saw.
I don't remember Jay-Z and Beyonce being a thing until about 02.
02, actually, like, because I don't ever remember, because like
I remember 97. That was when like Volume 1 was in my lifetime.
In 97, Destiny's Child wasn't even hopping like that. They wasn't even really out like that.
Child was out, and Jay-Z wasn't even really popping like that.
Right, it's like they're past. To the best of my knowledge,
like the In My Lifetime album, Jay's the Volume 1 with Who You With? I love bitches, thug bitches, sabi, like Yeah, like that was around that time. Like Jay-Z wasn't the man yet then. It's like, he wasn't the Jay-Z he would become after volume 2 was the the Hard Knock Life.
Hard Knock Life, yeah.
When people like when Jay really like people started fucking with Jay, like, but it's early, even like Reasonable Doubt, like people said, okay, Jay, he got skills, but he wasn't a man. It's like, yeah, basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, to the best of my knowledge, Beyonce and Jay-Z weren't a thing until around
Jay
01,
was
02.
several other chicks during that time. It's like,
and if it was 01, 02, Beyonce's the same age as me. So 01, she would have been 20. 02, she would have been 21.
So when I saw that, you said
this age difference between it is a 12-year age difference, but if she was 20/21 when they started dating, and he was like in his early 30s, it's nothing illegal about that. However, if you're 28 and you date a 15-year-old, it's something very illegal about that. That's called grooming. That's not dating. That's grooming. That's not dating. It's not. I had to have that topic about like so many young girls, like the people, like the thing that makes me so sad about is like so many girls I see, like peers of mine, well, not even girls, I call them young, like women like women like me, they talk about who love R. Kelly. They're like, well, we did that back then. How many of us, all of us had an older boyfriend. All of us did that. All of us. And I said, and that's at the moment you have to realize that you didn't have an older boyfriend. You were being groomed. That's when it has to hit you. You were being groomed.
Facts.
You were. Because like, I mean, I didn't do that with, but it was grown men who tried to talk to me. I look younger than my age now. I still look, I don't look 41 years old now. So you know how old I look when I was like 15. I look like a child. Grown men in their 20s, hey girl, trying to holler at me. You can clearly see I'm a child. You clearly can see I'm a child. What are you doing? What are you doing? But I mean, now that I'm a grown woman, like it pisses me off now that like, I just kind of just like
with a daughter.
With the daughter, I just kind of shrugged it off like, man, whatever. I just kind of like did like that. But now I'm actually like livid about that. Like these guys, like they really are up here trying to groom these young girls and make it seem like, okay, this is cool to do. Then of course, the black delegation, wouldn't be complete. I saw in the shade room with Bootsy Badass.
Oh, Bootsy,
he get his take on it.
Gonna die.
Like basically, he said he's not saying that R. Kelly should not have gone to jail. That's not what he's saying. Let me put that out there. He said, but he feels like the 30-year sentence is a little too, he felt like it was too harsh. Because he said he didn't
Some people are saying that is like, say, murderers have gotten less. But
he said he didn't kill anyone.
At the end of the day, I don't feel sorry for dude. Like,
that's exactly what he said. He didn't,
but I don't feel sorry.
He said he didn't kill anyone. And this was my response. I wrote to the shade room. This was my comment. I wrote, R. Kelly has been preying on girls for 30 plus years. Once the palm stopped being greased, people came for it. Sad that so many of these girls who are now women have to deal with this trauma for life. That's what I wrote. Because at the end of the day, it's like, yes, he didn't physically kill anybody, but mentally, are these girls who went through this when they were 15, now you're 40, 25 years ago, you went through this. You still probably messed up in the head now. You still messed up in the head about what happened to you when you were 15.
But yeah, he talked about one of my, he said like the with the JC, it's like, yeah, true. We didn't hear about Beyonce and Jay-Z till whatever year, 02 or whatever. Yeah. So the music industry has so many dark rooms and long hallways. The truth is vague, like most every story or bio, which is true. But then I put speaking of dark rooms, there were several of those in R. Kelly's studio back in the day, which I went to, by the way. Yeah. You needed a flashlight just to walk through the building. Like, yeah.
My face.
That's real shit. Yeah. That's yeah.
Then somebody in my comment, like I said, when I left my comment on the shade room, somebody decided to jump in my comment and say, well, Elvis and Hugh Hefner did.
They're dead and dead.
And this was my response. I wrote, Elvis died 45 years ago.
Yeah, Elvis died.
1977. That was 45 years ago. He died 45 years ago. Hugh Hefner died 5 years ago.
At least talk about living. At least like the better creep will be Woody Allen. Like he's still alive. And
yeah, he's alive. And then
that's the better creep to mention.
And this is one that I got that people seem to keep on sweeping under the rug, but he got his. I was like, Harvey Weinstein got 23 years, and he still got cases overseas.
Charges. Harvey Weinstein
got cases in the UK.
Get out of jail.
He got cases in the UK.
He's probably never getting out of jail. It's like because there's still charges coming down on Weinstein.
Yeah, he got one in the UK right now.
By the way, R. Kelly is probably never getting out either because he got the 30. He still got that's New York.
That's New York. He got Chicago
hasn't even started yet.
And he got Minnesota.
Minnesota charge. Yeah, R. Kelly's never getting out. Yeah.
So that's my thing is I was like, when people bring up Elvis did it, Hugh Hefner, it's like they're dead. Okay, Harvey Weinstein is the whole reason why the Me Too movement happened. He's in jail.
He started that shit. Was his ass.
It's happening. He's in jail. So it's like for us to be like, well, they did. So once
the Woody Allen is the most interesting case out of all of these.
It's like he's never been in jail.
And he did marry the girl, and like to the best of my knowledge, they're still together. So
they are.
So how do you approach that? It's like
he's
like
a fucking creep. He's a fucking creep. That's the best way to describe it.
Once again, how do you prosecute that? Because then we get back to like how we said with R. Kelly and Ali, you can't force her to testify against her husband,
right? Like, because she's saying,
how do you approach that if you are going to go after Woody?
Because under their guy, they say that nothing happened until after she was legal. That's what they maintain.
Their version of the story is
they did not develop a relationship
until after she was over 21 or whatever.
Right. We were legal when we started our relationship. I was legal when our relationship started. I was legal. Like, yes, people may frown upon it because he
might not like it, but we did nothing wrong.
We did date my mom.
I'm not saying that's what
happened.
He
dated my mom for a while.
Yeah.
But I married him. But
that's the one I see myself. That's a better than like Elvis and Hugh. They're dead. Fuck them. It's like
there's no way to like really.
All due respect to the dead, but fuck them and shit. Yeah. But it's yeah, like the better case is the Woody Allen case. And Weinstein probably will die in jail. So like that's another one.
And that's why I went to. I went to Weinstein because people keep on forgetting about Weinstein. It's like Weinstein is getting his. Like he's getting his. He ain't never going to get out. Weinstein ain't getting out.
What's the chick? The one that was linked to Epstein. I can't forget her name.
Oh, Juliana.
Yeah,
Maxwell. Whatever.
You know who I'm talking about?
She got 20 years.
People mention that is like but people forget also is like she's on high alert for like suicide watch. I think it's gonna be another Epstein with her. Like she's gonna turn up dead. It's like just like
probably so.
Like I said, so she's probably gonna die in jail probably by the end of the year is what I'm expecting. Like
because what it is that
like, I don't expect her to make it to the end of the year. She's gonna like commit suicide by the end of the year.
They probably got a book this thick of names. It's probably just names like just.
And she still has the book that she's sitting on. Yeah, which is why I said they're gonna.
They got a whole book of names because once you peel back that, and like I said, like R. Kelly allegedly said that he was going to start talking. Like he said, if he gets like he's
said that I haven't heard anything yet.
We haven't heard nothing yet, but
bullshit, or if he's just like figuring out his next move. But he did say that you're gonna get me. It's a whole lot of folks you got to get something.
I believe it is. That I do believe is true. I do believe that's true.
He does have more intel than I have on Jay-Z and Beyonce. Who knows? Like maybe he has intel on them. I don't know. Yeah.
But I feel like I haven't
heard anything. But yeah.
I feel like it is a change coming. I like it. I like the change that's coming. Like because for so long it's like women have been
that was normalized for
victimized. Like the casting couch scene that was normal. Like. If you go in to try audition for a role, a director could basically say you need to sleep with me.
A director usually named Harvey Weinstein.
Named Harvey Weinstein.
He did that shit a lot.
A lot.
Apparently, yeah, he did that shit a lot.
But they could easily say that and not get in trouble. Or if you're working and like your boss, you're a secretary, then your boss grabs your ass when you walk by him.
That's what the movie back in the day, 9 to 5, was about. That, yeah.
He could do that.
Women got tired of the boss, like fucking with him,
fondling them, basically fondling them.
Rolls up against him. That was what 1980, so that was like within the like 40 years ago. Like that was just normal. Like the boss is like coming on to his secretaries or whatever. Yeah. That's what the movie
looking like like John Travolta in Face Off when he like grabbed the girl's butt, in Face Off when he did that when he palmed the girl's ass.
Grab the girl in the office. He just grabs her ass and shit, and like. Nick Cage palmed a teenager's ass apparently while he's singing the Hallelujah and shit. It's like, Hallelujah.
But that was normalized. Like people could, like men could do that to women, and how dare you like speak up? It's like a lot of times women, you be like, okay, if I want to get my promotion, I'm gonna have to sleep with my boss. So it's like I don't want to, but I want to get this promotion. So
or another good example as well that nobody's talking about. It doesn't involve underage, but it does involve like inappropriate, and I would say assault at this point. Why? Let's talk about what Adrian Brody did at the Oscars to Halle Berry.
Yes, that was very inappropriate.
That's assault. And that was what 20 years ago. That wasn't all that long ago.
When he grabbed her and kissed her.
Yeah, it was about 20 years because Halle won what, 03?
I think the Monsters Ball.
02, whatever year that was. And the following year was the year he won because he was presenting. So it was like 20 years ago, like I said. So it wasn't like it was like the 1960s. It was like 20 years ago when Brody did that. And it was just normalized, like, he was just excited. And like, he sexually assaulted Halle Berry.
And then here's the thing that people get me about, like when people say this thing, they look at her, it's Halle Berry. It's like, okay, just because she's extremely attractive, that doesn't mean that she deserves respect because she's extremely attractive. Like, what are you doing? Like, that's like if you see an attractive lady walk by, you can't grab her and you can't do that. That's assault. Keep your hands to yourself. Keep your body parts to yourself. Don't reach out trying to touch somebody or trying to like. Probably kissing now. Oh my God, what's doing COVID? Yuck. Like, yuck. Very, very yuck.
Like the famous photo from like, we're gonna go old now, back after World War II, when the soldier is like kissing a chick in Times Square. You know,
he grabbed her and he like dipped her back.
Allegedly, they say that wasn't even his woman. It was just
wasn't even his woman, yeah.
So he assaulted basically. But they look at it as like, oh, look, yeah, he's coming back from the war and all of that. Yeah, but no, he just sexually assaulted some poor woman that was just standing there on the street.
Her business.
And they snapped a photo of it. And they made that like iconic. Like
they did a thing.
They normalized assault. That's what that photo.
Soldier coming back from war and sees this lady. No, I don't know this fool. Yes. I don't know him.
You just saw like probably like a good looking woman's grabbed her and kissed her. It happened to be a photographer from the newspaper that caught the moment and shit. And now 100 years later, however, like 80 years later, that photo was still out there. So I think, allegedly that wasn't even his woman. That's the story I heard. Like,
someone I heard too.
Some random that he grabbed his shit and kissed.
Like you said, it's
but especially back then in the 40s, you really could get away with that shit.
Stuff has just been normalized for too long. So being like, well, other people did it. It's like, well, now it's time for us to take a stand. Like, think that I go back to slavery was once legal at one point. Are we going to go back to slavery? No, we're not. So let's stop being like, just because something was like a thing in the past, we knew it was wrong. We knew slavery was wrong there. So obviously we know it's wrong now. We know that feeling up, kissing on women being appropriate, assaulting, harassment. There's a sexual harassment. We know that that's wrong. Harassment includes unwanted behavior. If you don't want it, it's harassment.
Yep. Any unwanted behavior.
Any unwanted.
I done been to enough of them goddamn EEO meetings.
We gotta do them every year. Like I said, like
as do we.
It's online now. I said, but it takes about an hour to go in to click to go in. They give you different scenarios.
You ain't gotta go up there yet, but it's online. Yeah. But it's still
it's online now. I said, but it's still the same thing. And they give scenario 1. Susan, so-and-so. Susan came back from her honeymoon. Her co-workers, John and Jeff, are teasing her saying, yeah, you guys was getting it on your honeymoon. Ha ha ha. Mm-hmm. And Susan said that she doesn't want them talking about her sex life, but they keep on talking about it. Are they harassing Susan? Yes.
Any unwanted behavior is considered harassment. If somebody tells you, like, if somebody says, oh yeah, I like your hair like that, you look really nice. If you don't want that, that's harassment. Yeah. If they do it again, they harass. Like the first time it's fine because like it's a harmless compliment, but you say like, yeah, I don't like guys talking. I'm a married woman. I don't like guys talking to me like that. If he does it again, that could be considered harassment. You can file a claim then. It's like,
right.
You don't realize just because you're quote unquote complimenting. Yeah. It's like if somebody doesn't want the compliment, leave them the fuck alone. Basically,
that was actually a real question on my thing about like the girl coming back from her honeymoon and the guys joking about her and her husband getting in on the honeymoon. That was actually one of the scenarios.
Real scenario that I mentioned. Yeah, if somebody a compliment on like you like how they the way they did their hair is like if the woman
they might say, "Oh, that's harmless." It's like, yeah, but you don't want nobody talking about your sex life. Like that's not appropriate.
Knocking it out.
Right, that's not appropriate. You can't. No, that's rude to do that.
Unless you're cool with that, if you laugh, then it's fine. But like, yeah, if you be like, nah, I don't want you talking.
If you obviously were awkward with it, obviously.
Exactly. Yeah. That's that, and that's what harassment is. Like, if you're cool, it's not harassment. If you don't want the behavior, it's harassment. That's the line that's drawn. It's like, if you like just chuckle, then it's like that means you're fine with it. If you like, nah, like just don't.
I feel like honestly with this whole go back with R. Kelly, I feel like this whole R. Kelly thing. I feel like I wrote also this is just the beginning. I feel like it's going to start tumbling down.
I hope lot of them are about to drain the swamp.
It's going to start doing this. It's going to fall like a house of cards. Shout out Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, house of
It's going to fall like a house of
yeah.
It's about to fall. It's about to fall. Everything is about to fall down. It is. It's about to.
The Carter is about to burn. Now, how appropriate the Carter is about to burn because we talk about Jay-Z too. Yeah, that's a New Jack City reference. Like when they burned the Carter because
why is somebody saying
CMB like started crumbling and shit. Yeah, and then Nino is like he sold out Kareem Akbar and all that. He said the light skinned nigga, that's the real leader of the CMB, not me. I'm just a lowly servant. And shit.
He could not have been a leader. He was too sensitive. He had an S curl. He wasn't a real leader. When activated his hair, he was
on that jury. I'm immediately throwing that out. No way. I don't believe that for a second. That's
right, with this activator
running anything and shit. I don't believe that.
Shout out Christopher Williams though. Don't wake me.
He used to date Halle back in the day, so definitely shout out Christopher Williams. He dated Halle, so there you go.
He dated Stacey Dash, so you can't win them all. So
what's that? What's she? She's on the new College Hill. I know.
She's on the new College Hill.
What's that? I just saw her on just like the other day.
Yeah, I saw her on Facebook. I was like,
I watched the first episode and then I think I'm done. Like, yeah. Because I was curious because I bringing College Hill back to like 20 years, however long ago that was. So I said, I checked out the first one. Like, yeah. Shout out Ray J, who's on it. Like anything Ray J is on is epic and shit. Especially verses. We're gonna talk about it. Anything involving Ray J is amazing and shit.
But like we said, we think the swamp is about to be drained. I expect a lot. And then shout out to your boy Trey the Chocolate Jock. Shout out to Trey. Yeah. Trey said that Trey better watch out next Trey song. So it was like about to get because he's had some sketchy. It's been some things out there about him too. It's been some claims out there. Like it hasn't been proven. He hasn't been proven, but there's some claims out there.
A few cases filed against him. They never went anywhere, but they definitely
some claims. Yeah. But like, what's the phrase we always say? Where there's smoke,
there's fire.
Where it's smoke, it's usually fire.
I'm not accusing them. I'm not falsely accusing them, but it's definitely worth taking a look at. Though, hey, these Trey Songz stuff is definitely. Would you take?
I like it though.
Is it worth taking a look at? Yep. It never gets old. You can.
Yep. I like it though because it's like let's get these. I mean, I have a daughter, like we say that I do. I have a 7-year-old, so it's like. I want a world where my daughter can like not be feeling like she can't speak up because of some damn creep. I want my daughter to feel safe. So I want this world to happen where things shift and like, yeah, because I keep on saying, I'm not joking. I don't want to be looking at Marcus through a plexiglass because Marcus had to go and kill somebody. I don't want that. That's not what I want to do because I want to be putting my hand on a glass talking to Marcus. Because that's what will happen if someone comes up to Ariana. He ain't playing no games. That's all I'm saying. He ain't playing games with our daughter. So
I might be an accomplice to that. I'll help him get rid
I'm not trying to talk to both of y'all through a glass like
I help him dispose the body and shit.
I'm not trying to talk to you guys like this through a glass. I'm not.
You need
So
me to be the cleanup man and shit. I got you. I'll chop that body up for you. I got you. The Oz man will be the cleanup man.
but seriously, it's like we're not trying. Like, I want a better place for my daughter to grow up in. I want a better world for her.
And is it just or yeah, you
I teach my son too, like, because I have a son too. So teaching him like, hey, it's not okay to be a damn creep. Like, that's not cool. Like, that's not what men do. That's not called being a man. It's called being a creep. Because a real man, so and so.
How to act around women to teach.
No, that's called being a damn creep. You're not a man. You're a creep. That's what that is.
Is this just me, or like you agree with this one? Is it a weird flex to like say you still listen to R. Kelly? It's a weird flex to me. It's like I see that a lot. Like you doing something is like
still bumping my Twitter play, my TP.
And I got a cat. I'm not gonna out him, but like he been posting the actual links in there from like his play. Like listening to right now. Pause flash and shit or whatever. You need to pause and shit on that one. Goddamn it.
When was the last time someone listened to that? Okay, never mind. It's so much good music out there that
way better than pause fucking flash.
Right.
Because R. Kelly is definitely not it. Fuck his music.
Like I say, I always start with my new press play album that I've been press playing is Silk Sonic, and even with Silk Sonic, that's what I've been press playing to is Silk Sonic.
Y'all just came to yes. Y'all just stuck on I hear you calling. Y'all stuck on that shit. Fuck him. Most overrated singer of all time, R. Kelly. All time.
Oh my god.
Overrated singer of all time.
You mentioned something about verses earlier. People keep on saying like no one can be R. Kelly in a versus, dead or alive.
Whack ass nigga. I'm definitely
well, that versus was awful with we can jump into that real quick. That versus was awful with
and by the way, Michael Jackson and Prince can both dust R. Kelly. From the grave, they cooler than him.
I guess Stevie Wonder doesn't exist. He never happened. James Brown never happened. Smokey Robinson. Mama just saw Smokey Robinson a few weeks back. He never happened.
But y'all stuck on R. Kelly.
Just saying.
Because Trapped in the Closet was so great and shit. Yeah. One of the worst. Yeah, shit was whacked in. Like, why was people into that? Shit was garbage.
It was something different. It was a ghetto soap opera.
Like in the morning, the sun makes me happy. It became a bunch of rambling nonsense. Like
rambling nonsense.
After about part 6, he's just rambling. He's not even really like telling a story anymore. He's just rambling. He wasn't even really singing anymore. It was just rambling.
With the pie, with the girl with the pie and the midget in the drawer, and
the cherry pie and the little
cherry pie and the midget,
big man, and then
big man. There you go, big man.
Stupid accents and shit. Yeah,
big man.
He had a stuttering preacher. It's just like a bunch of rambling nonsense. Like I said, it's like, but he's so cool and shit. Get the fuck out of here, man. Don't get me going on a rant. Yeah.
But segue to the verses. That was so we talked about Ray J a little bit with him and his.
If I had who I wish.
His struggle vocals.
Oh.
Marcus said, "Damn, he sound like me."
He sound like me. He's taking voice lessons after you got roasted. Did you see that?
It might be too late for that. It might be too late.
I guess he didn't realize he sucked as bad as he did. So now he's like, he been posting his videos, right. Voice lessons he been taking.
He was awful. Like,
because you don't hear yourself. That's why. Like, he probably watched the verses back and didn't realize he was that bad.
Even in the studio, he doesn't have a good voice, but the studio helps him out a lot because he doesn't have a great singing voice. But that he
was the one who said first.
What notes was he hitting? Like, I'm like, what is that? And then Omarion, like what was he doing? His icebox. That's like, what was he doing? He was eating watermelon, they said, in a sexual way. It's like, what?
It's supposed to be. When it's supposed to be. In there like I'm supposed to be.
It wasn't it. I'm ready for come on, let's just get Chris Brown and Usher. Let's just get their verses. Let's just get this verses out the way.
That should be the next big one.
That should be the next one because This last one was very dismal. It was very
The last
ghetto.
couple have been, the last couple haven't been shit. Yeah, so.
Because I watched. Oh my gosh, Did you watch Usher's Tiny Desk concert? Man, I watched it. I watched it back to back. Like it was so good. Like Usher, like the fact that My Way came out 25 years ago, 8701 came out 22 years ago, and Confessions came out 18 years ago.
Almost 20 years. Yeah.
But he still got his. It shows that if you take care of your voice, because you can tell Usher takes care of his voice. He takes care of himself. Like he still sounds like his voice very pure, very clean. He still sounds good. Like he doesn't sound like he wasn't cracking none of his notes. He was doing his runs. And he was hitting all his notes. But he takes care of himself. You could tell Usher takes care of himself. So let's make that happen. I want to see Usher and Chris Brown. That's who I want to see.
Chris
Brown's
debut album came out 20 years ago. I mean, 17 years ago. 05, yeah. 17.
Yeah. I say, yeah.
Yep. Girl, what's your name? But excuse me, miss.
Can't say it. I can't be 16. It's like, wow.
I got friends and you got
How long ago was that? You were 16. Now you're like a grown man.
Speaking of I mentioned Post to Be and shit, and congrats to Big Sean and Janae Aiko. Yeah. I didn't even realize they were still together, but she's pregnant with their baby. Yes.
Very pregnant.
Yeah, I saw the
bump pics, yeah.
Saw the baby bump. I was like, okay, Sean and I, because though they had broken up, they just quietly got back together. Probably
that happens.
Big Sean be having bitches. That's why. So yeah, they just quietly got back together, and now they having a baby. Yeah.
It was one of those, probably one of those COVID get back together, because a lot of couples did reconcile during the pandemic.
Sean was sucking some toes and all that, and eating some groceries.
Some groceries.
That's her line.
Well, obviously, I mean, she's pregnant, so obviously.
Got that.
Obviously. Well, congratulations to them. More babies. We want more babies.
Make sure you have your baby with the right person, because we're gonna get into it right now. I know you saw the epic viral video at this point of I call it the McDonald's video is what I called it. Yeah.
McDonald's money?
I called it the McDonald's video. But
you got McDonald's money. That's why I call it. You got McDonald's money.
Starts out with some ratchet complaining that every day he come by bringing my son McDonald's, but he don't never bring none for my other 3 kids. Yeah. And she kind of ambushed the guy as he's walking up with his McDonald's. Like, yeah, see, that's one bag. That's not enough for everybody. I know it's just the one. Yeah. And then they go back and forth for a while. He's like, what? Yeah, what are you talking about? Yeah. Yeah, I'm bringing my son. Like, they made my kids, but they your kids, siblings, though. Yeah. Like,
Jordan, he said, fuck them kids. He did, Jordan. Fuck them kids. Which never happened. Before you guys are, Michael Jordan said, no, Michael Jordan didn't say fuck the kids. It's a meme. Michael Jordan never said that.
He not on record. No, he probably did say it, but no. I could definitely see him saying it. But and the video basically ends with her throwing the McDonald's to the ground, like, yeah. And then the dude's sorry, yo, fuck you, bitch. And then he drives off and shit. Like, that's how it ends, basically.
And the plot twist here now is that they're saying that it was just all a skit, because they said the girl does her skits for TikTok.
Allegedly.
That's what they said. Allegedly, it was all a TikTok.
Even if it is a skit, it's like it's still a good scenario.
It opened up, like I said, like even if it is a skit, because like people are saying that it is a skit.
Real or fake is a good conversation.
It's a good conversation starter.
Have right now, like Are you obligated to like bring the other kids something, like if you have a child with somebody who has kids by someone else?
As a person, as a parent, but I mean, I got
good shit, yeah.
As a parent, I got 2 though. I only got 2.
Up by the same man, so
the same person I married. So my situation is a little different.
Let's just talk anyway, though. Yeah.
But let's just talk. My situation is a little different. But it's like, okay, my thing that I say is, children are innocent. Children do not ask to be born, because all of us are lucky that we're here. I mean, we talked about Roe versus Wade. We talked about that. Well, I mean, it's still some, whatever. We talked about that last week, but
that's gonna be a thing for a while.
It's like, yeah, but basically the point I'm making is that any of us, our moms could have said to any of us. So none of us could be here right now. Real talk.
Thea Vidal had a great joke about that.
About swallowing.
I look at my kids like, yeah, I should have swallowed. Yeah, she looked when they used to act it up. Yeah, she said.
Which is true. That's another thing too. That's.
Thea Vidal had a.
But
what?
All of us.
Def Comedy Jam. The episode's available on Peacock. Check it out. Definitely.
Peacock endorsement.
Yep.
But yeah, any of us are lucky to be here. But with that being said, that children are innocent and children do not ask to be born. Technically, you are not obligated to take care of children that aren't yours because, like I said, I know of people in situations where they have multiple children by multiple people. I know several people in that situation. I do.
People like that as well too.
But like I said, it's not.
I don't have any, but who the fuck knows?
You dodged your bullets. Yeah, you
you
were smart.
Knowledge, yeah, I don't have. Yeah.
You were smart as you point to your head. No, but it's like I said, it's like you're not obligated to do it. However, it is good courtesy. It's common courtesy to do it. Like it would be good etiquette if you did do something. Like if you don't bring, like, here's the thing, don't bring McDonald's. The cheapest thing that you can get that feeds a lot of people, pizza.
People are saying
pizza is cheap and pizza feeds everybody.
Little Caesars or
Little Caesar, $5 holler.
Yeah, $5 now, $6. Yeah, does that?
Which McCall got the deals too? Domino's be having deals. They be having deals at Domino's
for $8 or something like that. Whatever theirs is, I think that's
what they be having their little deals.
Mediums for $8. So yeah,
you can get like the pop bottle of pop for free. I mean, not for free, where you can get like a little deal on the bottle of pop too with it. But it's like that's why I say you're not obligated, but it is common courtesy if you do like you don't show up and be like, I'm just bringing stuff for me and mine. Like,
yeah, it's cool if he had done that. However, which I use a big however.
He's not obligated. He's not obligated. He's not.
And we don't know his situation. Yeah, like maybe all he can afford is just one meal for his
one happy meal.
Maybe he has kids by other kids he's taking care of. So like he might have other kids that he had to drop McDonald's off at. There's like a lot
of context with that.
Yeah. So he by the time he gets there, that's all he got left. It's like we don't know. Yeah, you don't know what's going on the other end of that spectrum. Mm-hmm. It's like that might have not been his only.
Bottom line, like you said earlier, be careful who you have kids with. That's like that's a bottom line. Be careful who you have kids with, because my thing I always, like I've said before in the past, that's my crazy baby mama. That chick is not crazy. You were out there, you cheated, you got caught cheating. Now she's crazy. Because you got caught cheating, now she's crazy. Bitch crazy as hell. You were out there cheating the whole time.
Yeah, bitches.
While you cheat at home raising your kid, you out there getting your swerve on. Of course she's a little crazy.
You had bitches.
Right. But just be mindful of things.
That actually happened with that person who I'm not saying.
Bottom line is,
the real voice I was doing, y'all.
Fellas,
most of the impressions I do are actual people. Like,
bottom line,
you hear me do a voice is usually somebody I'm thinking of. But that's
fellas,
how I operate.
That's my line that I say, fellas. If you ever find yourself in that situation, pizza always works. Get a pizza. You can go to Domino's. You can go to Little Caesar. You can go to Pizza Hut. They all have deals. You can get pizza.
Shout out Philip watching.
You can get a pizza for the kids, and everybody can eat. Like I said, we saw that too. That
was such an inside joke I just told there. Shout
out, Philip.
That was such an inside. You the only one that would get that joke.
I did see that, but going with the whole viral McDonald's post, I had saw this a while back, like some years ago, since we are like, well, it is summer. Back to school shopping is going to be coming up soon, like within the next month. And I saw a post about that where they were saying she wrong. They were saying that in a similar situation, they was like, a woman has 3 kids. She had 1 child by one guy. He was a good father. He had a good job. He paid his child support. They was like, she had 2 other children by 2 different guys. The other 2 baby daddies weren't shit. So they was like the ex or whatever who had the good job and took care of his kids. They was like, he gave her money up front for like school fees, for like all the stuff for like his kids' upcoming school.
I remember the story now that you tell me.
Yeah, he gave all the money up front. Like, okay, here's this $300 for whatever dollars for this to cover all the stuff that he needs for like school fees and all that. Because her other baby daddies weren't shit and she didn't have school supply for them, she took that money
for like
she split the money the 3 ways.
Now that's another interesting situation there, because once he gives that money to her, it's like she can do how she sees, whatever she
is. Exactly. Like I said, because as a mom,
like he should have sent the money directly to the school.
That's what I said. That was my thing. Because I said, as a mom, it's like moms are going
to give it to her, like she can do what she wants with it.
Provide for their kids. I get that. As a mother, you're going to do what you can to provide for your babies.
I get him being upset, but at the end,
once cash leaves your hand, it's cash. You can't tell somebody what to do with cash. That's why I said the better answer is if you want to pay for all these school, because school fees are high, especially if these kids get older. These fees get to be high. If you wanted to go specifically to just this thing, you just pay directly to the school. Don't even involve her. I already took care of Junior. Junior's school fees are paid for the year. I already paid for this for Junior. That's how you do it and keep her out of it.
So we solve both situations. It's like send the money directly to the schools and buy a pizza. Or even better for the McDonald's situation, like Eddie Murphy Raw told us years ago what to do. Like she should have made for the other 3 kids. Yeah. You got I'll make you a burger better than McDonald's. Better than McDonald's?
Here's the way to make your house burger, because I make house. Get you a pounder.
Throw some green peppers in it and say, hey, peppers in McDonald's.
Get you a pack of whatever your ground meat.
Square Wonder Bread, that's fire. Green peppers and square Wonder Bread. Goddamn it.
Get you your pack of your 1 pound pack of meat, whether it be if you eat beef, you eat turkey, if you eat Beyond, whatever. Get that. When you get your pack, divide into quarters. 1, 2. Make your quarter pounder, take it out, pat out, make a quarter pounder, put it in the skillet, don't flip it, season it real good, season it as you go, season it really, really good, flip it, pat it. You can even get you some buns.
We got to do it. Somebody got to do a skit on that shit.
You can get you some nice buns too. Get you the brioche. I like the brioche buns. But if you Aldi has them for Aldi got them. Damn it, man. Aldi got them pretty cheap. You can go to Aldi and get you some brioche buns, or Aldi's, as we say in Chicago.
Where Wonder Bread?
You can do that.
Or you can do the other kids with house burgers, and then the one that his father brought him saying, "I got McDonald's." You got the welfare burger.
I did not like
that. Right, really happened. This shit. That's why she threw the McDonald's, because the other kid was being an asshole. Because he had McDonald's. They had house burgers. He made fun of him. She didn't want that situation, so she threw it to the ground. That's what really happened.
Even with the stuff, like I just don't like eating burgers on square bread. I have to have buns. I gotta have buns. If I can get a brioche bun, I like my brioche buns. Marcus said I'm bougie for that, but it's okay.
Put a fucking egg in it, right? He's like, I want a hamburger. Why are you making egg McMuffins? What's a fucking egg?
I'm not eating on bread. I'm not eating it on bread, just regular. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, but enough of that right now. Let's move on to our favorite. Free agency in the NBA kicked off technically July 1st, but they could start announcing them on June 30th.
June 30th at 5 p.m. That's right?
They start talking about They don't actually sign until 48 hours. I know it's like a couple of days before they can actually legally sign the contracts, but you can announce them like so let's talk about it. Yeah, there's a lot that went down.
They were.
Let's start with our favorite. Shout out Zach LaVine, returning to the Chicago Bulls. 5 years, $215. Last year's a player option, I believe. I think that's what it was. So
got the bag.
Zach got the max.
Got the bag.
What I didn't know, he's the first Bulls player to sign a deal worth more than $100 million.
$100 million. Because Jimmy Butler and Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose were the last 2 big deals. They were both like upper 90s, but neither one of them cracked that 100 mark.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think Derek was 95, and then Jimmy was
Derek was 95. Yep,
94. It was around like they both were like up close to 100 million. But
that equals what you said. 5 years, it's $43 million a year.
Mm-hmm. That got his bread. I'm gonna pull up going to the Bleacher Report because they had a lot going on here. So
and for people, and like I said, like, let me just preface it by saying I know people would be like, that's so much. It's like, this is where we're at now. Like these big contracts, this is where we're at. This is how much professional athletes get paid right now. This is where we're at.
because like, and I always say that if Zach LaVine can make 200 million, how much is the Reinsdorf?
The Reinsdorf fab.
Yeah, so yeah, the fact you gotta think about it like that is like, yeah, like nobody ever complains about how much these owners are making.
Exactly.
The players are overpaid. The owners are never overpaid. Just the players.
The owners are
just the players.
Laughing at Elon Musk, laughing at Jeff Bezos. The owners, that's what they are. They're mega rich. So you think, if I can give you 200 million, how much do I have if I can give you 200 million easy?
Other Bulls signings, are Andre Drummond and Gordon Dragic. That's two others.
Okay. Yeah.
So not sure if the Bulls are finished because I guess they're gonna run it back, but I wanted a little bit more. It's still the free agency just kicked off, so it's still time to do something. Yeah. Kobe White trade, that's still on the.
I like Drummond coming here. Yeah. I like Drummond coming here. Mm-hmm. I like him coming here. I feel like he can give some stuff. And he's only 28. He's still young. Yeah. People forget how young he's only 28 years old. He's still young. So
yeah, Drummond's still young. And Dragic is a little older, but yeah, Drummond's still pretty young though.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just remember Dragic getting dunked on by Derrick Rose.
Just because Stacey King made that iconic. Yeah. Because the dunk was nice, but like what made it epic was Stacey King. Yeah, don't do it like that, Derrick. Yeah, like Stacey.
And Derrick's reaction, the bitch's reaction, because it was just like, it was a perfect storm. Like everybody reacted.
Derrick Rose can go upstairs.
Like Derrick was looking like, motherfucker. Like Derrick's face was like, you trying to block me? Like that's how he was like, you trying to block me?
Like, oh.
And that he was like mad.
Derrick looks at the bitch like, what?
Like, what? Like he was mad.
They go crazy all over again.
Miller was like, yeah, boy.
Miller, yeah.
He said, yeah, boy. That was Inglewood coming out, Derrick. That was at Inglewood because that's the South Side coming out.
Oh, stop it. What are you doing, Dragic? What are you doing? No, I hope that when the Bulls play the Knicks, I hope Rose dunks on them again so he sees Stacey's reaction from the other side. Just wouldn't that be hilarious? It's like to hear Stacey react when
Derrick got the lift like that no more because he's a little older now.
I don't know the last time he dunked. He didn't.
Yeah, I don't know if he got the lift.
Like a lot of knee surgery, so yeah.
And he's older. I said he has a lot of knee surgery.
Like these older guys get up. Like Vince Carter, when he would dunk at like 43, it was always hilarious to me. It's like whenever Vince would dunk past 40, like because he would like at least like once a year he would dunk, like, and it was always epic whenever he.
And that's exactly what
Richard Jefferson dunked when he was with the Cavs.
And you said it exactly accurate. Then we have one of those left in them a year. That's all you guys want a year. Because like if you try dunk one once a year.
Remember Open Court on NBA TV? The guys were talking about that how like later in their career it was like they had to be perfect conditions for you to dunk. Hey, the wind got to be blowing this way, like got to be perfect. We'll say back a year earlier, you just like dunk for no reason at all.
Mercury's in retrograde.
Like, velocity and it's like gotta be shining just like right there. You gotta.
Now I can dunk. I have my window. Now I can dunk. With my window
stuck in C-Web and almost saying like gotta be perfect conditions for you to dunk when you later in your career. When you would have said when you're young, you just dunk for nothing. You just like
double clutch it. You know, when you're younger.
Like wide open on the fast break, you just dunk for fun. It's like you get older, you know you're gonna lay that shit up every time. It's like you're not thinking about dunking that shit then.
Or nothing.
It's like
you be pulling shit.
Gotta be perfect conditions. You saw how Shaq's career ended, which is like the saddest ending to career. He injured himself running up the court. Hey, nobody touched him. It's like that's how the great Shaquille O'Neal's career ended. Just running up the court. Like, he just like comes up lame and he never played again.
And he was like,
It was like and the Shaq was once breaking down backboards like early.
And then said he was in a Buick Lacrosse.
I'm getting some of these other NBA free agency like stats. So go ahead while I pull this up. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited about the Bulls. I'll talk more about Bulls some more. I'm excited about that because, like, looking at our roster, DJ Derrick Jones Jr. is back.
Jones Jr. He came back on a 2-year deal, so
Mm-hmm.
that's a guy I wanted to see more from.
Me too, because he's athletic as hell.
He was injured, like he missed a part of the season injured. I was like, I want to see more. Like I was hoping they wouldn't lose him in free agency. I was like, Jones Jr. is a guy I would like to see back, and like
he's very athletic. He's very athletic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel like he has some stuff to give. I said because he's very athletic. And I like his energy that he brings. He's a good spark off the bench. Because like what people are failing to realize, it's like when people are giving like their, like you always say, the armchair GMs, when they say like the Bulls need to go after this player, Bulls need to go after these. Because it's like, if the math ain't mathing, like here's the thing.
The NBA has a salary cap. You can't
have this much money.
Willy-nilly.
You have this much money. If you give away all your money, you still got to fill out your roster. So you're going to have 3 players and then shitheads as the rest of the team.
You're going to be signing a bunch of minimum, like either like old guys or G leaguers. That's right. That's your roster. Like guys basically making nothing. Like a bunch of old guys that are like ring chasing, like, yeah, or a bunch of G leaguers that are signed for the minimum.
That's what happened to Miami that first year with the big 3. Because it was just them, and then they had
them, and then they had like other like people on their rookie contracts like a Mario Chalmers, and then they were able to sign Mike Miller, but after Miller, like they got real thin after that. Like, that was really the only real signing they made out of the big was Mike Miller.
They had
really didn't sign anybody else. Like it was like the big 3, and then they signed Mike Miller, I think, for the mid-level, and then the rest of the roster was just like a bunch of nobodies and shit.
And that's why they lost to Dallas.
Mm-hmm. They were real thin.
That's why they lost to Dallas. That's exactly why they lost, because you had to fill out the rest of your roster. You just can't have.
And later, they started upgrading the roster. They got better players. Like you got a Shane Battier, you got a Ray Allen. You started getting better players.
Yeah, you got better players.
That first year, they got Bird, man. They started getting better players later, but yeah, that first year was horrible. Like with Miami, their roster was paper.
Which is why they lost.
Dallas was deep. Dallas was that roster was deep. Right? That Dallas.
Yeah. Dallas was deep.
You had Dirk, you had Chandler, you had Terry, you had Marion, you had Deshaun Stevenson, JJ Barea, even guys like that were like like they had a deep squad, the Dallas Mavericks. Jason Kidd,
you had that deep ass squad.
Yeah, they had like some talent on that team, but Miami outside of the big 3, Diller, not much.
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah,
they had Joel Anthony.
Anthony and Ilgauskas, who was like 60 then and shit. Exaggerating, but you get my point.
But that's what you have when you don't fill out your roster, when you give all your money away, and then now you gotta fill out your roster with. You gotta be smart with the way you do your thing. You have to be smart. You knew that Zach was going to get his max. Yeah. And you had to fill out the rest of your roster. Be smart with your money. You gotta be smart.
Ian and Jones Jr. returning. Dragic and Drummond, the other 2 newbies that have signed. I'm just looking at Cleveland Cavaliers. They made some moves. Yeah, Darius Garland got his extension. Yeah,
nice
5-year max. Yeah, they also bringing Rubio back. I think that's a good look.
Okay,
I like Rubio. He could be the backup point on that team. I like him. So they bringing him back. Robin Lopez signing with the Cavs. Okay, so nice backup. Okay. Yes. Dallas Mavericks made some good moves too. They bringing in JaVale McGee. I like JaVale. Yeah,
he's like a consummate. He's a consummate journeyman who's just.
So also the New York Knicks, Jalen Brunson. That was the big signing there. I saw some Bulls fans saying how the Knicks gonna get punished like how the Bulls got, because that's why the Bulls did have a 2nd-round pick. I forgot they got penalized for like tampering last year. Remember that? Yeah, with Lonzo Ball, because they announced the Knicks did the same thing. Like right after the free agency opened, they announced this Jalen Brunson signing. So I wonder, are they gonna be investigated for tampering? Yeah. That's why I say just wait a little bit. Like
right.
But Mitchell Robinson is staying with the Knicks. He's coming back. So because his name was out there as far as like centers on the move. So not a 4-year deal. He bringing Mitchell Robinson back. PJ Tucker is going to Philadelphia. That's a guy I wanted with the Bulls.
Yeah, I wanted him
Signed a
too. I wanted
3-year
Tucker
deal with the Sixers.
because
The
he's a
Sixers
good
trying to do something there.
he's a good grit guy. You need a grit, no frills, no finesse. You just need somebody who just going to go in, come
He's
in,
the
play
big
hard.
version of what of
Caruso, you
Alex
said.
Caruso is for guards.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
the big. So like he would have been a good compliment for like what Caruso is to guards, PJ Tucker is to the bigs.
It's to the bigs.
It would have been a good 1-2 punch right there for like that energy, fundamentals. Like
fundamentals. I just come in, I play hard.
Hard hat, lunch pail.
I come in and play hard. That's all I do.
D-Book staying with Phoenix 4-year extension.
Yeah, got that bread.
Who else? I'm looking at some of the bigger names. Mo Bamba, another name that was out there. He's staying with Orlando. I thought because Bamba's a guy, he wanted to come to Chicago, but the math didn't math. Like
math wasn't math.
Allegedly, like said, like he was.
Yeah, allegedly the math wasn't math.
But
at the end of the day, it's like these players, they're not gonna say like, well, you can just pay me less and I'll come here and play for your team.
Take a minimum deal because I want to play here so bad. It's like, no, they want their money too much. I want to play there, but I want to get paid.
And as an owner too, you have to think about, are you really worth this amount? Because I still need to do other stuff. So, yeah. But it would have been nice if we could have got Mo Bamba. That would have been nice.
Yeah, there's no word yet on Gallinari, because I know you said you heard something about the Celtics, but it's not.
Yeah, I thought he was going to the Celtics. I thought
on NBA.com, there's no word yet on him signing with them. Maybe they still working out the numbers. They still crunching the numbers. Yeah.
Rudy Gobert, though.
Ooh, Rudy. Yeah, let's talk about it. Yeah, Rudy traded to Minnesota for a bunch of players and even more picks. It's like
for everything but the kitchen sink, basically.
Because they got Beverly, Beasley, a couple of other guys, like
and
4 first rounders. Plus, they got their first rounder that they just drafted. Yeah. So basically, 5 first round picks and like 4 other players.
That's a lot.
It's a lot for Rudy Gobert.
That's a lot.
Which is why the other thing that the other big news about free agency as well, that Kevin Durant apparently wants out of Brooklyn. So like if the Utah got that for Gobert, like what is Kevin Durant gonna get 10 first round? Like what? How much are you gonna get for KD? Like because like Rudy Gobert just upped the ante for KD. It's like so like if anybody got screwed, it's like whoever is trading for Kevin Durant. Because like, oh well, like Utah just got 5 first rounders. Okay, like Brooklyn, okay, we want 10 for KD.
We want 10.
We want 10 first rounders. And we want your best players as well, too. They said the Lakers are in on the sweepstakes, like, but I don't believe it. It's like, because now the trade I saw out there is Anthony Davis and whoever the fuck else. The Lakers don't have a lot to get. So I'm seeing AD and some other pieces.
Westbrook.
Thank you. Yeah, I forgot Westbrook. Yeah, Westbrook wasn't this. Yeah, AD, Westbrook, and of course a bunch of other pieces for KD and Kyrie. But why would Brooklyn do that? It's like just to like hand the leg on a silver platter.
Yeah.
It's like unless they just really want Anthony Davis that bad. It's like, yeah, but why would they just hand, because they said allegedly KD and Kyrie still want to play together, just not in Brooklyn. Like that's
you're kind of gutting yourself though if you do that. Yeah, it's like you're kind of gutting. Yeah.
And Lakers don't have a lot of assets because they gave up so much to get AD. So like they don't have a lot to give up anymore. And they gave up and to get Westbrook. They traded Montrezl Harrell, what's the name? Kyle Kuzma. They traded a lot to get him and shit there. Yes.
The Lakers are a mess. They're gonna be a mess for a while.
Yeah, until they get rid of Westbrook. Is like which Westbrook I think is on it expiring. So like it's got to sit through the bullshit maybe one more year. But like LeBron's getting older, so you really want to waste LeBron's final years on this messy ass team.
LeBron is trying to wait till his son. He want to play with Bronny, so we know what it is.
You get older, you like you really don't want to waste like whole seasons, like just throwaway seasons. So like the Lakers, they probably feel like they have to do something, say, because we don't want to just throw another year of LeBron's career away.
Right.
So they kind of want to do something. But I was going through some of the other big signings. We'll stick to the big names. I mentioned D Book. John Morant. What about him? Whew, John Morant got the bag.
What he get?
He signed. Let's pull it up. He signed a max. I don't have the number in front of me, but yeah, Memphis said, hey, when you fucking around, John Morant 5-year max. He got. I don't have the exact number.
He got his bread.
Oladipo staying with Miami. Okay, that's
nice. One. Okay.
Crazy eyes. Bobby Portis staying with the Bucks. So yeah, he
got his money.
He also went out and got Joe Ingles. That's an interesting signing for them.
Okay.
Karl Anthony Towns, he signed his extension and he's not leaving. So Minnesota is tied up, with they got Gobert, Towns, and Edwards, which is an interesting 3.
That's big, yeah. They're gonna be real big up front. That's big. They're gonna be really big.
Yeah, they playing big man ball there.
Yeah.
Zion Williamson 5-year extension. A lot of people were upset about that because they said he didn't barely play. But you think the Pelicans are gonna let him walk though? They maxed his ass out. They're not stupid.
Right. If he gonna play one day, he gonna play, and when he does,
you've been hurt, so we gonna lowball you, and then he leaves next season and shit like, and then becomes like the man with his new team and shit.
Now you looking like.
Otto Porter's going to Toronto, so he got his ring and now he's getting his money.
Hey,
I knew that players like that were like, say, Golden State is probably gonna lose some of the guys because they outplayed their contract. So like, yeah,
right. I got my ring now. I can go get my money.
Mm-hmm. Malik Monk is going to Sacramento, so that's another guy the Lakers lost. Another guy they lost.
Lakers taking all the bills.
Definitely taking some L's. They even get anybody. I'm listening what the Lakers did. Bunch of nothing. Lonnie Walker, Troy Brown. Troy Brown Jr. is a Laker, so that okay. So he's so Troy Brown Jr. is LA bound. There's one guy they got. Oh, I forgot this other big one too. We're talking about LA. Let's talk about the other team. Yeah, with the Clippers, John Wall. So if John Wall can even like get back to the old John Wall, like how he was at Washington, if Kawhi comes back healthy, the Clippers are gonna do some damage.
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
They would have a big 3 of Kawhi, Paul George, and John Wall. Like that's if they could do some damage. If Wall like
Billy Crystal still in the stands, so
Wall can get healthy and Kawhi, if they both come back healthy, man. Clippers are going to do Clippers Warriors Western Conference Finals. The early bowl prediction: Warriors Clippers in the Western Conference Finals next. That's an early bowl prediction there. And finally, I forgot to mention Joker. Yeah, signed the biggest contract in NBA history. Like he's going to be making like 40, 45 million. Like, well, like he signed like the richest kind of like 265 or something like that. So like it's like the richest contract in NBA history.
Damn.
Which that's what winning back-to-back MVPs gets you. It's the richest contract in NBA history. So shout out Nikola Jokic. Like he got his bread. Yeah. And Denver said, you ain't going nowhere, man. They said, right this way, Mr.
Money.
Joker. They maxed his
Joker.
So, maxed the shit out of him.
I'm not mad. Get that money.
But interesting first couple, and it's still not over. Because James Harden still hasn't re-signed with Philly. Like, that's the big one. It's like, because like Harden, I expect him to re-sign, especially now. Like, nobody got no money left. All these deals. Like, who got money to afford Harden?
Everybody just throwing Birkin bags and Louis Vuitton bags.
Really no money left. Unless he goes to the Spurs, which I don't see. They in rebuild mode because they just traded DeJounte Murray to Atlanta for Gallinari, who they bought out in some and draft picks. So Spurs, they not trying to compare. I think Popovich will probably retire within the next year or two. So I think they're about to go in rebuild mode right now. So
and then is Tim there?
Tim is like an assistant coach with them. I think that's
a win. Maybe Tim might slide into that head coach position. Maybe
Tim ready. Whenever he's ready to like take over, I think he moves.
Okay, that'd be nice. That'd be nice.
He's been sitting under the learning tree now, like he's one of Pop's assistants. So, so that's that. So I was looking like the Spurs didn't make any moves. So like, unless like, and I don't see Harden going there because they rebuild it. So he probably resigns a max with Philly, but I don't think he's going to sign the long term he might sign like a 2-year max because he is an older guy at this point.
Right.
On a 5 years, so it might do 2 years to bring him back. But a lot of activity for NBA free agency that just kicked off a couple of days ago, and there's still some big stories out there, including who might have fucked his money up and shit. Miles Bridges, you saw that right when you were about to become like days before your free agency kicked off. Now they're saying like he might have just blew 200 million basically because Charlotte still has not like offered him anything like that. Which who knows if they even offer him a deal at this point because he got a big domestic case like with his is it his wife or his girl? Whoever
his wife. Yeah.
She posted her receipts online about the so Miles Bridges might have just fucked his bag up and shit. I saw that like yeah. Crazy free agency period. Like, but this is always exciting as basketball fans because there's not much activity going on at this time.
Yeah. So we get to like see potentially like where the players are going to land and we're going to see what our if some people are going to have a whole different new team, like starting for the new season, like your whole team may look different. So I'm excited. I'm ready now for the season to start now. I'm ready.
I'm definitely ready.
Ready.
Not another damn podcast. Episode 6 wrapping this thing up. Appreciate you supporting us. We went long, but who gives a shit? We talked about a lot. You want to support us further, give us a like. Also subscribe, share, rate, review on all your platforms. Talk to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, TLC Talk Radio. What's good, Tasha?
Hey, Tasha.
YouTube and your Amazon Alexa devices. Also, follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well. And I forgot to mention, thoughts going out to my good brother DJ Ferris, who just lost his mom. He had her services were the other day, so definitely thinking about you, Ferris.
And you can check me out at MSIMA8626 on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Also SCR8GULLEY1 on Twitter, SCR8GULLEY7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page. Check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs. And for your video production needs, check out straightgullyproductions.com.
I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
We will talk to you later.
Bye.
I'm gone.